Hey guys, this is Tom Warren with The Verge, and we're getting a quick look here at Windows 10, like the most recent build that Microsoft's going to throw out in a couple of weeks. So obviously we saw the start menu back in September, and there's a few additions and changes here. You've got like a expand start menu mode, which will literally bring it sort of full screen, and you can pop that back. Kind of helpful on a device that's got a mouse and keyboard. And again, you've got all of the normal controls that you get in Windows apps. Full screen will go to that sort of size, what you'd expect. But what Microsoft's really doing here is trying to blend this sort of form factor, so a 2-in-1 like a Surface Pro 3, and trying to make it a little bit less jarring when it's full screen, and the sort of the problems that were associated with Windows 8 was there. So you've got like a new full screen mode that will take you back to essentially what the app would look like in Windows 8. And you can get back to there. You've also got a new settings panel here, which essentially replaces the charms menu. You get your notifications, quick access to easy settings down here, so turning off rotation lock, etc. You can also enable continuum here, which is essentially a new mode that will basically change the apps into full screen apps, so you can take away the keyboard and use this as a tablet. Everything goes full screen, including like the traditional, we call these the traditional desktop apps, and everything's really, just what you'd expect with the touch mode. And then you can quickly switch back to the sort of, shall we say, desktop mode, I guess, where you can easily resize Windows and then back to a keyboard and mouse. So the kind of interesting thing about this continuum sort of touch mode is you've got new ways to interact with apps. So you can basically task switch between apps here. You can drag and snap, get new apps from the task switcher again, pull down and kill off apps. Kind of very similar to Windows 8, but just feels a little bit more polished. So we'll bring in this mail app over to here to the left, and then the music app. And there we go. And then you can tap on that one and you go side by side. So you still have that kind of view, and you can resize the windows just as you would in Windows 8. So they're not really getting rid of all this stuff, they're just making it a little bit easier to use. Some other new additions in this build, we've got the Cortana search down the bottom here. So you can literally type in whatever, and you obviously launch the application. Also, Microsoft's done a lot of work on the desktop icons here, which have traditionally been kind of like a really weird mix in Windows 8. So you can see just in the basic file explorer here, they've upgraded a lot of the icons. You can see that even in the sort of folder icons and the various places. And again, like the UI on the taskbar has been tweaked here. You've obviously got the purple theming here. And we saw in some of the demos on stage that there was a transparency across the start menu. That doesn't seem to be here just yet. That's obviously a work in progress. There's clearly some flux going on with the UI that we're going to see some interesting changes. I think a lot more modern changes on the desktop there. So yeah, I mean, this is essentially the latest version of Windows 10, and running on a 2-in-1 tablet, which is pretty much the most interesting way you're going to see Windows 10 on these sort of devices.